Welcome back everybody to Pin's bedroom and Pin's arms. I know, they are kind of hairy. But the last time you guys were here, we did the Hogs card game unboxing, and today I've got something very special for you because you're probably wondering, why am I talking about helmets in Hogs of War? They're very important. One, because they help in the representation of each nation in the game, and two, they're very special to me, and I guess to history. Hogs, as we know, was set in the First World War, and I want to show you the helmets that I have, the relics that I've got of some of these helmets. Now, when I think about it, I've only really got 4 of them, and I've got another one from Vietnam, which obviously has nothing to do with Hogs of War, but I'm not going to show you that one today. But we're going to start with the German Pickelhaube, and I'm just going to discuss things as I go, ramble as I go, and talk about what these mean to me. So we have the Pickelhaube. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation here. Our German friends can chastise me in the comments, I guess. But you can see this is what it would have looked like. The main body of the helmet is a replica, because you'd be very hard pressed to find an intact version of this from the battlefield, from any battlefield really on the Western Front. Either that, or you'd be paying out of your nose. You'd be paying a fortune to buy one that is, you know, completely real, that is not a replica. So the main body, like I said, you can see the inside as well. This was made to spec, as close to the original as it could be. You can see you have these side pieces. This is detachable, this is movable, and of course this is movable as well, but I'm not going to do that. But the important thing is that the actual spike itself is an original. This was found on one of the battlefields on Ypres. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. And yeah, just knowing that the spike, because the spike is the most important part really. It's the dominant feature of this helmet. It's what makes it, you know, so iconic. So when I found that someone was selling the spike itself, you know, and just thinking of the history of the spike, I keep saying spike, but you can see it's bolted down. Like, these bolts obviously didn't come with it, so if I were to unclasp this, you can't really see it in the helmet itself, but these are, you can't really see. Oh no, it's falling apart. Yeah, essentially these bolts didn't come with it, but they actually fitted in the correct place. And yeah, this is a really special helmet to me. The replica not so much, but the spike, because this was, you know, from somebody's helmet. This is over 100 years old, and it's in pristine condition. It has, of course, it did have some rusting, but the person who owned it before did clean it up a bit, and it has come out quite nice. But yeah, that's the key feature for me with a lot of these relics. You know, I don't put them on my head and be like, oh yeah, I am a German, haha, very funny. No, you know, these are special, and they have so much history involved with them, because the person that owned them probably died on the battlefield. And with all of these helmets that I'm showing you, you know, I have them all lined up. I take care of them as much as I can. You know, I make sure they don't get dusty. I clean them as much as I can. I keep them in as pristine condition as they can be, because I have a lot of respect for them. I have a lot of respect for the people that originally owned them, that were, you know, even though it was maybe a fleeting period of their life, it was still owned by another human being who passed away in a war that didn't really need to happen. And it's a war that's based on the game that we play today, and that's how I remember them. Anyway, enough of the sadness. I don't want to bring the mood down in this video. So we're going to move on to the next stage of the German helmets, and it was the Stalhelm. Again, I'm sorry to any Germans out there that I'm butchering their language. Now, this is one of the helmets that most people tend to associate more with World War II, as it was the primary helmet that the German army used during that conflict. And of course, you see a lot of the Nazi German propaganda. You know, this is the main helmet that you think of, with the sort of 2 bolts on the outside for, where is it? There it is. The 2 bolts on the outside for ventilation. There was a little bit of rust damage. As you can see, there are some slight holes. But yeah, as many of you history buffs out there will know, the First World War kind of started with a lot of the main armies wearing a lot of their outdated uniforms, and that included the French army's uniform being too bright in colour. That included the German army's uniform not really having any kind of protection, and this is where the Stalhelm first came in, because the Pickelhaube offered no protection. You know, leathers are going to stop a bullet. This will stop something, and as you can see, it certainly did. I always want to know as much information about the soldiers that own these relics before they become a part of my own collection, before I can actually, you know, put an object to a human being, because that is what these were. These were items to protect people from bullets, from bombs, from shrapnel. And the fact that it's sitting here today, the fact that I have these things in my possession, just astounds me every time I look at them. Every time I wake up, it astounds me. But that is the end of the German section of this showcase. Next up, we move on to the French selection of helmets, and of course it will be the Adrian helmet. So I actually have two Adrian helmets to show you. The first one was already in my possession. This is an artilleryman's Adrian helmet. It's black, which I know a lot of people will be maybe a little bit confused about. I certainly was initially, because of course when you see an Adrian helmet you think it would go hand in hand with the colour of the French uniform during the First World War, which was sort of a lightish blue. But the artillerymen would usually paint their helmets black. Why, I don't know, but you can see the insignia on the front as well. Normally the infantry insignia would just be this portion of the grenade and this upper portion here, but of course you can see the artillerymen have these crisscrossing artillery guns, which is also pretty cool. I don't have the inner lining of the helmet, which again is pretty common with First World War helmets. You'll be very hard pressed to find them, but the exciting part, I'm going to leave this one over here so you can see it in the background, but today I have a brand new one, or not a brand new one, but I have a new helmet that has been delivered today that we're going to open in this video. Now this one actually you can see it's been wrapped up pretty well, so we're going to tuck into this like a Thanksgiving turkey. Not that we're American, but hey. So again, just slowly peeling away every single layer, and we can just about, oh my goodness, look at this. This is the color I was talking about. Not so much a light blue now. I see it in color. It's not the color I expected. I believe this has actually been painted over in the shade that it would have been in the First World War. Wow. This is... oh, I mean, the smell again is pretty intense, but this one is actually missing the insignia on the front, which I already knew about, of course. It has a fair amount of rust damage as expected, but I can feel the fresh paint, and I can actually see some of the markings on it where the paintbrush has been, which isn't too bad, I suppose. But the fact that it does have its inner lining here, and it does still have the strap as well. I've got to be very delicate with this. I don't want to yank it. We have here again. I don't know how. I know this is quite loose. It's not actually held in by anything. I don't actually want to take it out. Again, I'm quite taken back by this. Normally in a video, you know, people will be like, "Whoa, look at this, guys! Whoa, we just opened this." No, there's no time for that. You know, this was owned by somebody. It's even got markings on the inside. Seeing 1909. I don't know if you guys will be able to. You should be able to see that. Might be the wrong way around because my camera tends to mirror things. I'm spending. I don't even know if you guys are seeing this. I'm spending so much time looking at it myself. I don't know how much I am or I am not showing you. And I'm getting carried away. I'm getting emotional. It's something to remember them by. It's something to remember why we're here, and to make the most of our everyday lives, because I mean, you go back what year is it now? 2022. You go back 108 years, and you know, if you're a dude in your 20s and your life is just getting started and you get drafted and you can't do anything about it because your country says so, and you get stuck in a trench, you know, day after day, filled with water, filled with lice, filled with mice, filled with shells, bombs, people dying, your friends dying. Suddenly life ain't looking so good. And we're here 108 years later, here looking at these pieces of metal that used to belong to those men. And again, I was trying not to get emotional. So yeah, those are my helmets. They mean a lot to me, and I will do my utmost. Sir, Commander, I will do my utmost to preserve them, and of course, to remember our fallen heroes. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter if you're French, if you're German, if you're Austrian, if you're Hungarian, I don't care where you are. Wherever you may be in the world right now, let me know in the comments, because I want to know. I want to know you, I want to know how your day's going, and I want to know what you love most about Hogs. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for, right? That and just having a good time. So yeah, let me know everything you think in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on everything. And I will catch you guys later for the next one. Peace out, everybody.